to talk a little bit about what your goals are and how I can help you with that, because I know that the people that I put in that message, so there were 5 of y'all, have talked to about, go lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down, it's nap time. Sorry. Hey, go, it's nap time. 1, it is nap time. Go. Bottom, if you don't go, it's nap time. Go lay down. Go. Yes, you can. Go lay down. Go lay down. It's just like pandemonium. Welcome to Mom Life. So I just wanted to get on with y'all and kind of talk about your goals. Y'all are the ones that when you signed, you told me that you had specific things that you wanted to do and wanted to achieve. And something that I'm just now learning 2 years in is how to kind of reverse engineer that to make sure that that happens. I was on a call. I had a corporate mentor through Beachbody that I talk to like once a month, sometimes a little bit more than that. And so I was talking to her yesterday, and I was like, okay, so this is what I want to do. This is how I need to do it. You know, where do I go from here? And she kind of gave me action steps for how to do it. So now I am able to share that kind of how it works and kind of what you do with y'all, so we can make whatever you're wanting to achieve, doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter how big, how small, we can figure out what your game plan needs to be each month, so you're not going, okay, what do I need to be doing? Because I don't have a clue. Because that's where I was at. I'm like, I need someone to just tell me what to do, and then I can do it all day long. I just need to know. So let me shut the door on her crying, and then I'll be right back. These are the kind of recordings that you just gotta left because they remind you, Mom Life. Okay, so I'm gonna unmute both of you and we'll just kind of have like a casual conversation here. Okay, so Mandy, we'll start with you. What are your goals? Oh, hold on, you're still muted. There you are.
Am I there?
Yep.
Hi.
Hi.
My goals are to get ahead of the game. It seems like whenever I start like a challenge group, I want to have like a month in advance, like have it planned out what I'm going to do. And then that way I can start working on the next one while that one's going on. And that's kind of my downfall, is that I'm like, oh, this sounds like a great idea. And then I'll just do it like last minute. And then I'm struggling to keep up with that group. And that's why I get overwhelmed. And I'm like, I don't need to be doing this.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
That's kind of, so I'm trying to be better about navigating through the website. Yeah. Okay, get it out. I'm trying to be better about not harassing you every day and navigating on my own to like figure things out. And then kind of like you said, just go in there, look for something that's good for coming up, stuff that's good for starting a challenge group. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
I have some tips I'm going to share with y'all today. It's going to change your life, because I started doing this training with another team that I don't know if they know that I'm like not on their team, but I like somehow got in there, and it was super helpful. They did a call last night, and it was like, oh, this is life changing. This is life changing. So I'll share that with y'all. What about financially? What financially is your goal?
Well, maybe right now just to like pay for my shakes.
Okay.
That's kind of a small goal.
Not a small goal,
but like
start with.
Yeah, it's hard right now to like. I mean, I would like to have big goals. I kind of am doing a bunch of different things. Like, I do the workout class here. Okay, we'll separate the pieces first. And then I'm doing like shirt stuff like you. And I try to do all that kind of stuff in this, behind the scenes. And because I try to like really hang out with the kids during the day and take care of them and make that my priority. And so if nothing else though, like I enjoy doing that. Obviously it's fun to make money, but I also just enjoy like being with you gals and like, staying connected and working out and being healthy, and all that's like a priority to me. So if paying for my shakes, like, and if I could pay, I started, buying this stuff for Drew too. And
does he like it?
I haven't got it yet.
Oh,
I don't know. We have a sample pack.
You'll have to record a video of it. I recorded a video of Reese, and I said, so do you like it? And she goes, yeah. I said, do you want more? And she goes, no.
Yeah, I remember when y'all got back from New Orleans.
Yeah, it was so funny.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, that helps me. Helps me know. Okay. So Tiffany, I'm going to unmute you real quick. Oh, you're already unmuted. Look at you. Okay. Your turn. What are you? Well, it said you were unmuted. Hold on.
Better?
Yeah, there you go.
I have to stay muted because my kids are wild. Addie things
Preach,
all
girl. Preach, girl.
I have been like reevaluating the last few days because my main focus when I quit my full-time job was to focus on what I'm going to school for, which is web development, and get started slowly in that by just starting out with just doing web pages. And I haven't even gotten my own up and going yet. So how can I go out there and, so anyways, I really need to focus more on that instead of the others. So right now my goal is to spend most of my time on that, but I'm still working out. I'm still eating right. I've actually lost more weight. I'm super excited.
That's awesome.
I have this group that I started, and my focus was to have, my idea was to have this overall health, wellness, and holistic living page, and where people could come and I would talk about all the different things that I've learned over the years when it comes to living like that, and have people engage in it so that I can bounce off of that. And so I started the page, I did my first live, but then I didn't have any interaction at all, and so it kind of just made me think, well, maybe I don't know what the heck I'm doing. So I kind of haven't really done much on there anymore.
Well, let me encourage you that it happens to everyone. I was running a free group, not a single person posted. It was me all day long, but I could see you as an admin, you can see who's seeing it. So you know that they're at least popping in and looking at it. Don't be discouraged by that because people are still creeping. What I learned last night is that people need to know that you're consistent. So say you're running a free group, they need to know that you're going to continuously show up whether anyone posts or not. They need to know that you're serious about this, and that's why you started it, because they're watching you. They want to see that, hey, this is what she said she's going to do. I'm going to trust her that she's going to do it, but I'm going to kind of hold back for just a second and make sure that she's being legit about this. Learned that last night, and it made a lot of sense because you get in these free groups and sometimes I'll have 80 people in a free group and I'll have one person that posts. And I'm like, okay, there was all this hype and everybody's really excited about it, and then there was nothing. And so it's just people learning to trust you and to see if you're really serious about what you're doing. So don't take it as a bad thing. Take it as something that you can literally take and run with and make it anything that you want. You can talk about anything you want in there because you have their attention. At least some of them. And then some of them are not brave enough to post in a group. So that's a good time if you've talked to them before to shoot them a behind the scenes little message. I do voice memos just because it's easy. People can kind of tell how I feel when I'm talking. They can't see my hands moving, but they can kind of understand that I'm excited about this. Whereas shooting a text of some sort may not come across in that same way. It may seem a little bit different because everybody reads things differently with their own tone. So I encourage you to really take that and kind of in this in between time while you're trying to figure out what you want to do with your degree and all of that, take this time and let that group kind of be your growth process. You know, where you're checking in, where you're getting that accountability for yourself and showing people that you're serious, you're being consistent. You're maybe doing live videos in there about things that you're learning, that even web design stuff. Like there are so many people that come into social media and have no idea about it and would love to learn more about that. That's something I would love to learn more about. And I kind of wish that they would do like a social media degree because I feel like that's super relevant now. But don't be discouraged by that. So let's say maybe your goal is helping 2 people a month. That's 2 people, 2, 3 people a month you can keep accountable, easy peasy, not doing anything crazy, but just something that you can really work on pouring into them and get good at that. That's perfectly fine because that right there will pay for your Shakeology.
Okay. And I have my one coach, but I feel like she never posts to me. She doesn't respond to me all the time. And so it's kind of making me think, okay, eventually she's just going to fall off because she's not getting anything out of it.
Is she reading your messages?
Yeah, she's reading. Every once in a while she'll respond, but most of the time, like, I'm going to say like 60% of the time I get nothing from her.
No response. Okay. So here's another thing I'm going to encourage all of y'all to do, whether you're wanting to run full out with this coaching thing or not. Find a personal development book that speaks to you. The one that I'm reading right now is called Crash the Chatterbox by Stephen Furtick. It's about negative self-talk and the ways that we allow our negative self-talk to dictate what we're doing. It's more of on the religious side, so if you're not really into that, that might be something that puts pause for you. But a lot of times when I'm struggling with something in my business, it's because there's something else going on in my life. Like I'm struggling personally with like self-confidence or self-esteem, or I'm really having that hard time feeling like I'm working too much, not being a good mom, not being a good wife. Like I feel like my priorities are out of whack. So a lot of times when I go to find personal development, it is based on those things. Because if I can heal what is wrong with me at that point in time, so Zach and I have been struggling a lot financially, just trying to get it together, figure out what we're doing. So we started doing Dave Ramsey. And that has been a huge communication opener for us for where we're at. So get to that point. Do your personal development. You also have to think about the people that you're working with. What are they into? What does their life look like? Are they busy moms? Do they have a lot of kids? Are they involved in their communities? Are they go all the time? Because I'm a go kind of person. But I'm also the kind of person that will not open a message unless I have time to sit down and read it because I don't remember to respond. I may go, oh crap, I forgot. I opened that and then go back tomorrow. But somebody else is seeing that and going, oh, she just doesn't care. Like she's seen it, but she just doesn't care. You kind of have to take yourself out of it a little bit. You've put the vibes out there. You've let her know that you're here for her, that you're trying to support her. You want to talk to her. But understand, too, that she might be busy. She might be the kind of person that opened it on the fly, had some, whoa. I just got really dizzy, like all over dizzy. Holy cow. I still cannot see straight. What in the world just happened?
Do you need to sit down?
Make sure we're not having like an earthquake or something, because I just like the whole computer screen just kind of went wonky. So just kind of think about where she might be right now in life, and do that with everybody. Try to take yourself out of it. Your ego is not your amigo. So it's not about you, it's about them. At the end of the day, you're doing what you signed on to do, which was love people and put your vibes out there and try to love on her the best way that you can. But there might be something going on behind the scenes that you know, she's not sharing, she's not divulging. Again, there's that whole thing. But just check in with her every once in a while. Shoot her a text, shoot her a message, and just be like, hey, how are you doing? You know, how's your week going? How are things going? And just so you know, everybody knows, when you sign people on and you give them the coach discount, which I really hope that when you sign people, regardless whether they actually want to coach or not, you are offering them the coach discount because it's just a better thing. It gets them plugged into our team. It gives them the discount on their shakes. Just gives them, I don't know, like you just can't get past the discount. You just can't. But it also kind of gives them that opportunity. If at some point they've been seeing results and they love this, they can go back and they can start coaching, or they can do referral. Like they can have people sign underneath them and make money on their recurring Shakeology orders. They don't have to coach. I put them in the team page just so they know that we're here. But don't make them, I try not to make people feel pressured into coaching if that's not something they want to do. A lot of people just want the discount, want that accountability, want to feel like they're a part of a community, but aren't necessarily ready to start working and growing their own team. So just keep that in mind when you sign people on. If you're like, they just won't do anything, it happens. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Some of those people have turned into my very best coaches. People that sign on had no intention of coaching, and then they just decided one day to run with it. So keep that in mind too. All right, Miss Tiffany, are you on? Let me see if I can unmute her. Hey, girl, hey.
Hey.
What are you doing?
Just opening the door.
Thought so. All right, what are your goals, madam? Financially, rank, life?
Well, I would love to be bringing in $12,000 a month, but that's not realistic right now. I know I need to start.
Well, what are your goals? It doesn't matter what they are. If it's
ultimately, that's what I want to do is bring in $12,000 a month. And like we talked before about, the personal training and Beachbody, combining that together. So I want to work on that. And I don't have a goal of necessarily how many people I want to help, because I want to be able to help everybody that I can help.
Okay.
Whether that's 2 people a month or 20 people a month or 700 people a month. But I want to be able to help them and not neglect them either. So
you need a system.
I need a system. I sat down and I worked a schedule up for me, so I can do my power hour and stuff like that, trying to work around, the few things I have going on right now. So hopefully that will help. I just feel like, I think my biggest issue is messaging people, because I just feel like I suck at it, and I know the only way you can get better is to continue to message people. Yeah. So I just need to suck it up and eat that frog.
That's a great one. Well, let me just say, for those of you interested in actually going forward with coaching, it has been so much easier for me to grow myself messaging-wise on Instagram, because when people follow you, they are specifically searching hashtags that they're interested in. So everything is about hashtags on Instagram. So it's so much easier, because people are coming to your page because they're interested in you. They're interested in something that you're interested in. The Instagram stories, I don't know if y'all watch mine, but whatever's going on in my day, I'll just take snapshots. I do like little videos of my workout and stuff. That's where most of the videos that I convert for our challenge group come from. They're 15-second videos, super easy. Instagram has been a godsend for me, because I'm one of those people that gets really in my head about what people think when I'm messaging them. And it has been easy to shoot these people that like my pictures or my posts a message and just say, hey, thanks so much for the like on my post. And I'll kind of creep on their page a little bit. And I see you have kids. How old are your kids? I have 2 kids, a 2.5-year-old and a 3-month-old or whatever, and just kind of start the conversation. And that's how it starts. Facebook, I feel like, is it's more warm market. It's all people that I know already, that people that have known me for a long time, or it's harder because I feel like I'm trying to pretend to be something I'm not. But at the same time, this is what I do for work. This is my job. This is what I love doing. And I have such a passion for helping people with it. I want that to come across. But at the same time, a lot of times they're thinking, oh, well, that's the girl I went to high school with, and she was this and she was that. And even if they're not thinking it, I'm thinking that for them. So it makes sending that message so much harder. Whereas if it's a complete stranger, I'm like, hey girl, how you going? How's life going? You have the cutest kids ever. I saw y'all just went on a really awesome vacation. How was it? How do you plan for going on vacation with multiple kids? just having normal conversations with people. So I would say if that's a struggle, really work on using Instagram. Now, how that works is you write down 10 things that you're interested in. So off the top of your head, make a list, 10 things that you're interested in. Then go into the search bar and just type in something like moms on the go or whatever, and it'll come up with hashtags, it'll come up with related posts, it'll come up with people, and it'll just give you, you want to find things that have a significant following. So girl mom, that has a significant following. So people that go to that hashtag will see everyone that hashtags their post girl mom. So my fitness post, my little workout video clip may be in there because I put hashtag girl mom and it'll show up. There's so much more training on that I could do, but that's a good place to start just to get comfortable, because people are following you just because. I try not to follow people that I follow on Facebook unless there's someone that I just I'm really interested in, because there again is that same issue I'm facing with Facebook. We already know each other. It's kind of that, what babe? Not quite. You got about 30 more minutes. Okay? Okay, go sit quietly on the floor and play then. Okay. Can you what? Yes, you can play quietly in my room. So keep that in mind if you're struggling with messaging. That's a good place to start. Another thing that I will tell y'all, and this is going to be bomb, so I hope you're taking notes because this will change your life. So we all have goals now. That's why I asked you, because I want to be able to give you something to clearly go after each month. So Tiffany, maybe we need to find a more concise goal for you at this point in life. So maybe $200 a week, and then reverse engineer that, or maybe hitting Success Club 10. Success Club 10, if you're wanting free leads, which is basically free money from Beachbody, it's 5 people a month. They give you free people. You're entered for bonuses. You get all these extra things when you hit Success Club 10. Don't feel pressured to do that, but if you're wanting some kind of income from this, you need to be hitting at least Success Club 10. You need to find 5 people a month to help. Now, my goal is to hit Success Club.
Sorry, I think in your post that you made about the reverse engineering, I think that really helps. I do need to sit down and say, well, if this is the goal I want, then this is what I need to be doing.
Right. So first, pick your goal. Doesn't matter if it's $4,000 a month. It doesn't matter. Give yourself a date. So I want to be bringing in $2,000 a week by the end of this year. I know that's what I need to cover my part of the bill and what I have coming out. So credit cards, student loans, medical bills, all of that. In just a minute, baby. So I know that's what I need. So I've reverse engineered that to be how many coaches I need to be helping start their own businesses, be successful with that, on top of how many individual customers I need to be helping, each month, each week, get that. And then that gave me my number of what I need to be doing each day, how many people I need to be messaging. And if you don't quite understand that, I can break that down for you with a graphic, no problem. The next thing is you have to run free groups. Doesn't matter if it's a week, doesn't matter if it's 3 days, doesn't matter if it's 5 days. It can be an hour. Like however long you want to run a free group, run a free group. In these free groups, you're going to put a post out there and be like, okay, y'all, so many of you are asking me about this. What's one thing that you're super passionate about? Right now, breastfeeding is something that it's all over the place. I've got all these recipes and all these different things for helping moms with breastfeeding. And so I might run a 3-day group on all of my best tips, tricks, and recipes for breastfeeding, new moms or not. And then so in that first day, I'll do a live video and introduce myself, kind of tell them what I'm about, what they can expect, etc. And then the next day, I may upload my free recipes, and then kind of talk about some of the products that I've used that have really helped, and some of those recipes and different things I know about certain ingredients that go into lactation cookies or muffins or whatever that really help with milk supply. Also talk about how Shakeology has helped with my milk supply this go round, whereas I didn't drink it before. Then kind of do another, let's see. Yeah. So then if they want something else, if you wanted to run a free group on clean eating, you could, and I got this from a top coach yesterday, go to 5 of your favorite workout programs that Beachbody offers and pull five recipes pull a recipe from each of those workout programs. Put them together. Don't worry about the containers. Don't worry about the calorie count. Just say, these are the recipes I have for y'all. This is what we're going to make this week. Hope you love it. Give it to them. It's a freemium. You didn't have to do any work for it. All you did was put it together. And I will say that Body Beast has the best recipes almost out of any meal plan. Now, Shift Shop's meal plan is pretty good, but it's easy to make. So give them that. Introduce yourself on the first day. Give them some recipes. Show up the second and third day with some different tips and helpful things that you've learned. If you're doing a clean eating group, about meal prepping, about buying groceries on a budget, about food storage, whatever you're passionate about, whatever is going to help. Then on the last day, and you can engage people with like little prizes for participating or something. I did like one time like a little packet with like rubber bands and chapstick and gum, like nothing crazy, but they get excited because they won something. Oh, she wants to say hi. Say hi. Hi, she's crazy. And then on the last day, do your story. Do a live video of your story. What got you to coaching? What did you go through to get here? What kind of things happened for you? What kind of things have changed since you started coaching? What kind of perspective do you have on things a little bit differently? And why do you enjoy it? What's something that you enjoy about it? You have these people's attention for however many days. You want them to trust you, A. You want them to know that you're there for them, B. And you want them to know that you're relatable, C. So you're not talking about sales. You're not talking about products. You're not talking about any of those things. You're just sharing what has worked for you, what gets you through your every single day life, and how you function. And maybe give them a sneak peek into what your life is like daily. A day in the life of Tiffany Pena. This is what we do all day, like little snapshots here and there. I'm a real mom too. I'm busy too. This is real life too. I struggle with this too. And I saw you post in your group, Tiffany, that, your struggle that you've been having with food. That was awesome because that lets people know that you are real and that you're human. And that, you're not immune to those things just because you're a coach. Like, being a coach doesn't mean that you're automatically some kind of fitness robot. Like, it just doesn't. So that is what I will help you with. Sorry. But to kind of narrow it down, you have to look at what you're wanting to achieve with this. Give yourself a goal. You each have your own goals. Mandy and Tiffany P, right now it's probably just to get your Shakeology paid for and to learn how to kind of grow in life with this and balance it with other things that's going on. Talk about time management because you're both home with kids. You got other things going on, other jobs that you do. Talk about some time management. That would be huge. Scheduling, all kinds of things. Tiffany S, we need to give y'all nicknames. Just get confident in doing small little groups. So I saw recently that you disappeared off Facebook. I was going to send police to come find you because you would not respond to my text message, by the way. But
I didn't get text from you.
I know because you live in BFE, so no, you probably didn't.
Right. I think that's the problem is because I've had a couple of people say, well, I've called or I've tried to text you, and I'm like, I've never gotten anything from y'all.
Yeah.
So I do apologize for that.
You self-service. So you need to figure out what you need specifically weekly to survive through coaching. Now you've got it a little bit differently because you're doing personal training with you've got your instructors thing too. And girls, that's something I would encourage y'all. Mandy, you're really passionate about the group fitness. Looking into getting certified as like Insanity instructor or something, that might be something that's good for you. And you live in California, so you're not too far from places to get trained. They have them all the time. But think about what you want to do, get your goal, break it down. How many people do you need to help a month? To get your Shakeology paid for, 2 to 3 people a month. Tiffany, for more than that, you're going to need to hit at least Success Club 10 a month. It's conversations. Breaking out of that, do a free group. Get people in there, let them know who you are, just be super Tiffany, and do your thing. And then shoot a voice text to those people, a voice text, that sounds nice, a voice message to those people and say, hey, you know, how did you like the group? How are things going? How's life? Get to know people. This is about building relationships. And don't be attached to an outcome that's going to necessarily yield a challenge back or a sale. It may not. But you may build trust with that person, and they may come back to you when something else happens. And that continuing to build trust may send them to you for a different reason than actually what you're doing. But it may come full circle. And if not, you've created a really great friend, if nothing else. So as far as having a plan that goes, how I suggest running your month. Free group, coaching sneak peek, challenge group, free group. Give them 2 free groups a month. Give them a glimpse into what you do as a coach. So that's a day in the life of you. What your day looks like. Your free group. Pick 1 free group a month that you're like super passionate about, that's not necessarily all about fitness and health, but that you can tie that into some way. And then do a clean eating group. And what's about to get really exciting for us is that Beachbody has come out with Clean Week, which is 7 days of Shakeology, and then a 7-day, it's got the meal plan, it's got 7 workouts. Get it on bod, don't have to worry about it. Takes the stress off us, it's already there. The only thing they have to do is buy the sample pack. But just get really good, get really comfortable at your groups. Get really comfortable with who you are, what you're looking for, what your specific mission with coaching is, and own it. Mine is now building business builders, is now, you know, helping people get into this business, figure out what they're doing, and be successful with it. Before, it was running really awesome challenge groups to get people results, and that's still it, because I still have so many women who have been bouncing back and forth, and I want them to have those results that maybe ask more questions about, well, how do I help people do this? Because you help me so much. How do I help people do this? That's the whole point of being a coach. You do it. You're with them there in the trenches, and you just show them how to do it. You just show them how to run a challenge group. You just show them how to, you know, help people. And I will share some strategies and tips for staying organized. If you have a Gmail is your BFF, because there's something called a Google Drive where you can do spreadsheets, you can do Word documents, you can do all kinds of things, and it keeps it in one place, and you can just pull it up. And I'll show you all mine. I'm going to do a different video in just a little bit where I kind of do a walkthrough of my Google Drive, so I can show you all what I use to stay on track and how I keep up with people. All of my challengers have their own little file folder where I keep their before and after pictures and their measurements. And once a month, I'll message them and say, hey, and it's color coded. You can change the colors on there. So I have people that are green, which means I have theirs, people that are red, which means I need them, and people that are purple, which means they've gone inactive. They no longer are working with me, or they're doing something different. So I'll show you all that, and I'll show you how it's not hard to set up. You can get it on your phone, iPhone and Android. You can get the little apps. Hold it, Reese. Hold on. No, I'm not. So Google Keep for me is like Pinterest. It's the little, hold on, the lighting in here is terrible. This one right here, it looks like a little light bulb, little yellow, like sticky note, looks like a light bulb. Google Keep is something that I have on my desktop too, and you can save anything. So you find an article, find a blog, you can click the Google Keep thing, and it'll save it to your Google Keep link to your Gmail account. If I write a really good post, copy paste, save it in there, and if at a later date I don't have any content, I put a new picture with it, slap it up there. It saves me from creating content all the time. A lot of women in my Women in Christ page, how do you make all of these graphics and stuff? I'm like, girl, I posted that 2 years ago. I'm at a dry space. This is where I'm at. Same thing with your groups. Whenever you run groups and you found a post that really engages people, save it. Reuse it later. So I will show you all of that. I'm here for you to help you. Please don't feel like you're burdening me. Please don't feel like you're asking too many questions. I want to help you achieve what you want to. So I'm going to check in with you just like you're going to check in with me. If you're really struggling, shoot me a message. Don't feel like you can't talk to me. Shoot me a text. Shoot me an email. If you need some ideas for different groups and stuff, let me know. I have tons of resources. But that is all I have for y'all. Does anybody have questions about anything before we get off here? I'll unmute you all.
Did you record this?
Yes.
Okay.
I sure did.
When you were talking about the Instagram, when you go in and search, are you adding people, or are you just kind of putting yourself out there with the hashtags to allow people to find you?
So what I do on Instagram is I find someone that's super successful, that kind of has some of the same interests. So coffee and Jesus, that's one of the hashtags I use all the time. I will go search people under that, and I'll it takes a little bit of time to do, but while I'm mindlessly scrolling, that's what I do. I find people and I'll follow them, and I'll write it down, what their like name is, and if they actually have their name on there listed, and then like why I went to their profile. What are the hashtags that I use to find them, and what are some of the things that they're interested in. That way, if I want to, I can start a conversation. And Melissa McAllister gave me this idea yesterday. She said, I am about to bust your butt. Go play for just a minute. I'm almost done, I promise. She said, whenever you come across someone that you're just like catches your eye and you're just like, oh my gosh, these people, she's my person. Like we could be BFFs. Just shoot her a message and say, hey, your profile is awesome. I totally stopped my scroll and clicked on your profile for like 5 minutes because I just feel like it's so much similar to where I'm at in life and what I care about, and then just have a conversation. And she said, lead into, have you ever thought of, or would you be interested in letting me mentor you in running your own online fitness business? That may not be where you're at coaching wise, but have you ever thought about doing home workouts, or like you look like you have kids and you're busy, and it's what I did and it changed my life. But yeah, so that's what I do when I mindlessly scroll. I'll find people through those hashtags and like them, comment on their stuff, get to know them a little bit, and open that relationship. I'm sorry for all the crying.
That's okay. One more question. You were talking about Success Club 10. What is the biggest difference between that and the Success Club 5, and what makes the 10 so much better?
Okay, we're probably going to get kicked off, but click on this link again and I'll open it back up.